Hello everyone, welcome to this video on VHDL programming. If you have never heard of VHDL before, don't worry, I will explain everything step by step in the simplest way possible. By the end of this video, you will understand what VHDL is, why it's used, and how to write VHDL programs. Let's begin. VHDL is a special type of programming language which is used to design digital circuit. The full form of VHDL is Very High Speed Integrated Circuit Hardware Description Language. Sounds complicated, right? But don't worry. It simply means that VHDL is used to design circuit inside digital devices like microprocessor and memory chips. However, VHDL cannot be used for analog circuit. It only works with digital circuits. Now let's see the difference between VHDL and C language. VHDL is different from programming language like C. In C, instructions are executed one by one, which is called sequential execution. But in VHDL, all instructions can run at the same time, which is called concurrent execution. Also, VHDL can be turned into real hardware, while C is only for software. Now, let's understand the difference between sequential and concurrent execution with a simple example. Imagine you are cooking alone. You first cut the vegetable, then cook them, and finally serve the food. You are doing each step one after another. This is sequential execution. Just like how programming languages like C work, one instruction runs after another. Now imagine you call a friend to help. While you cut the vegetable, your friend starts cooking and someone else is setting the table. Everything happens at the same time. This is concurrent execution, which is how VHDL works. Multiple tasks can happen at once, just like different parts of a circuit working together. Now, let's understand what synthesizable and non-synthesizable means with a simple example. Imagine you design a robot in VHDL and program it to start dancing when it becomes happy. But wait, how does a robot know what happiness is? Happiness is an abstract idea and we cannot physically build a real chip that makes a robot dance based on emotions. This is an example of non-synthesizable code. It works in simulation but cannot be turned into real hardware. On the other hand, if you design a simple circuit with a switch and a bulb, it follows clear logic. When you turn the switch on, the bulb lights up. This is something we can actually build in real life. This is an example of synthesizable code. It can be converted into real working circuit. So in VHDL, some design can be physically built while other can only exist in simulated environment. Now we will be seeing some capabilities of VHDL. VHDL has some great features. First, it is case insensitive, so it doesn't matter if you write in uppercase or lowercase. Second, it works with different tools like Xilinx, Altera and Model Sim. Lastly, it allows us to test our circuit design using simulation before actually building it. Now let's see some supported values in VHDL. In VHDL, we use special symbols to represent different states of circuit. For example, 0 and 1 means strong logic low and high, while L and H represent weak signal. Other values like Z for high impedance, U for uninitialized value, and X for unknown state. These values help in simulating real-world circuit behavior. There are other special symbols as well, which are written right in front of you. Let's now see the program structure of VHDL. Now, let's look at how a VHDL program is written. Every VHDL program has three main parts. Library. This includes important packages required for coding. Entity. This defines the input and output of the circuit. Architecture. This is where we write the logic of the circuit. Now, let's look at each of these in detail. Library in VHDL. A VHDL program starts by including a library. The most common used library is IEEE, which provides standard logic operation. We write it like this: library IEEE use IEEE.std_logic_1164.all. IEEE is the library, std_logic_1164 is the module inside it, and all signifies that we are importing the whole module. Next, we define an entity. An entity is like a box that has inputs and outputs. For example, if we want a simple circuit with two inputs A and B and one output C, we write entity ABCD is port A in STD logic means it is an input port, B in STD logic means it is an input port, C out STD logic means it is an output port, and at the end we end the entity using end ABCD. This means A and B are inputs and C is the output. Finally, we write the logic of a circuit inside the architecture. The architecture tells VHDL how to process the input to produce the correct output. Here, architecture my ABCD of ABCD is begin, and then we write the operation like C is assigned to A and B. This means C will be 1 only if both A and B are 1. This is the logic of an AND gate. Now let's quickly jump into the types of modeling in VHDL. There are different ways to write a VHDL program called modeling styles. The main types are data flow model, uses simple logic equations. Behavioral model uses conditions and processes. Structural modeling uses components like real circuits. Each type has its own use case. Hybrid modeling is not supported in VHDL. So now let's look into each and every model one by one. First, data flow modeling. Data flow modeling uses logic expression to describe a circuit. It is based for small circuit and it is easiest to write. However, it cannot handle conditions like if statement. Next up, we have behavioral modeling. Behavioral modeling is used for larger circuits. It allows us to write conditions and use processes. For example, if we use an if statement to describe a multiplexer, this makes it more flexible than data flow modeling, but also slightly harder to write. Next up, we have structural modeling. Structural modeling is like building a circuit using smaller components. It allows us to reuse existing design and reusability increases. It is used to create complex circuits. Think of it like assembling a circuit with small blocks, just like we use Lego to build structures. And that's it. You now have the basic understanding of VHDL. We learned what VHDL is, how it differs from C, a program structure, and different modeling styles. In the next video, we will write and simulate a VHDL program. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.